It is Friday. You know what that means? It's time for the adventures of Steph and Tracy. So today we're talking about where are the cool kids at? And by that we mean what generation are you and what are some of the words that the young people are using? Although I don't think we're that old. Are we, Tracy?
I do not think I'm that old. And yet I have a child that's getting married and I've got little still in school. So I got the whole age spectrum, some at home, some not at home, but I don't age. That's my philosophy.
Yes. Yes. So we are coming at you live tonight. I am Stephanie Payne-Show. This is Tracy Dickey, and we're getting used to StreamYard because I'm pointing the right direction. And tonight we're going to talk quick about the different generations, and then we're going to talk about and challenge you to see if you can tell us what some of these words mean. So let's get started. Let us know if you're watching this hashtag live, hashtag replay. This way you'll see up in the top corner, should be a little bit live. I'm trying really hard to get to the little live. Let us know if you're here. We are happy to have you watching with us. And tonight again, it's where are the cool kids at and what are the terms that they use? So let's start with, let's not start with that one yet. We need to talk about the generations. Let's start with what generation are you? So if you let us know in the comments, we can feature them up on the screen during the broadcast. And we looked the generations up and we learned there was a few that we just didn't realize, the little micro generations in there. So are you in the baby boomer generation? Generation Jones, which was sort of a keeping up with the Joneses generation. Generation X, the Zennials, which are a micro generation. What did I say the micro generation was? 1977 to 1983 is that in-between generation. Then we have the Millennials, Generation Z, and Generation Alpha, which I hadn't really thought about. So let us know in the comments, which generation are you? And maybe, should we tell them which generation we're in, or is that date us?
Maybe they should guess.
Yes, guess the generation that Steph and Tracy are part of. We are part of the same generation, but it's not that long ago, but there might be a few generations listed on the screen here. So let's go. We'll come back to that. And so if you're joining us, tell us where you're joining in from tonight and let us know if you give StreamYard permission. We can see your name and comments up on the screen. So the first one is lit. Do you know what that means, Tracy?
I've heard the kids use it at school. I am dating myself. But no, I have no idea. I think it's cool. Lit is cool. That would be my guess.
I think you would say like those lashes are so lit, or
right.
That car is lit. I don't know. It makes me think the car is on fire. I don't know. I think I asked my daughter, well, is lit still a popular word? And she was like, no. Is not. Hey, Tekla is on watching with us. Hello, Tekla. Thanks for joining from Alfred. Let us know if you know any of those words. Tekla says she agrees with us. So we think we're pretty good for the first word there. So let's pop up the next one. Hangry.
That happens in my house a lot. Right after school, everyone is hangry, and it's not a very fun place to be.
Yes, I can relate to this. If I'm over hungry, I get angry. So hangry is hungry and angry together, combined words. Is that a word that's common in your house? Let us know here. I'm just checking the comments. Tekla's got some interesting emojis going on there tonight.
Oh, that's the latest one. Does she know what it means?
The latest emoji. I don't know. The little skulls.
It looks scary.
It's very serious. Yep. Tekla agrees. She knows that one too. So let's go up next. I asked Tracy if she knew what goat meant, and she was like,
I had no idea.
And it's not the animal that you would have on the farm, and they're not fainting goats. This one, I think there's that commercial on TV, which has maybe it's a Jeep with the mountain goat. And what they're talking about is this is an acronym for greatest of all time. So if you
I had no idea.
Yes, not a common one. Yeah, Tekla agrees with us. No idea. So goat is greatest of all time. And this one, Tracy found this one.
Yeah, and I had no idea what it meant. It's come up a few times.
I don't even know how you would use that. It sounds like a sound you'd make, like little baby chickens would yeet. I don't know if they peep. I don't know. Eat, eat. I have no idea what that means or how you would use it in a sentence. That's maybe somebody is watching can tell us. Yes.
Well, when I looked it up, it said it was an exclamation of excitement, approval, or surprise. So it can be used in a lot of contexts. It's yeet.
It just makes me laugh to use that word. Let us know in the comments if you have ever used that one. That would be the kind of emoji, Tekla. You have the best emojis tonight. I really, yeah. It's not one I hear commonly, but I don't get out much these days. So let's see. If that was really sick, it's definitely different than sick where you might be at home. And then as I think if you've been to somewhere where you have to write papers academically, if you use SIC, that would mean set in context, but that is not what it means these days outside of academic circles. Let's check the comments, see if anybody, yes, Tekla says, cool. Super cool. Yeah. And she says, eek with a Y. And Renee is just tuning in. Hey, Renee, we're so excited to have you joining us. Renee is tuning in from Newfoundland. So we have Saskatchewan and Newfoundland. Tekla says nope, not it, Steph. Oh.
You're not getting the...
I'm not getting something. Tekla, you have to explain it now. I don't know. Let's see if that's sick. Yeah. Oh, maybe she was saying it's not set in context. Yes, it would be like that. I don't even know how to use it in context. That car
is sick. Yeah.
Yes. Let's see what the comments say. Oh, and we have Cynthia joining us from Ontario. Oh, yes, that I figured it out, Tekla. Yes, for setting context. I was like, I'm not sure what the other one meant. Okay, our next word, my daughter actually had mentioned this one, fire. It has a traditional meaning of what would happen with fire, but I believe you could use it in the context of that outfit is fire, or you are fire, not on fire. You are on fire would mean something totally different. You should really get some help if you're on fire.
Drop, and roll. These words don't roll off your tongue. Like, it is just not commonplace for me to say, Steph, you're fire.
Yeah, I'd be like, "Why? I'm not feeling hot. I don't feel warm. Like, am I close to the campfire? I don't know."
You are fire.
Yeah, there. So that sounded, fancy with the tones and everything. We could do a whole other episode on body language and facial expression and see if you can smile with your eyes. Everybody smiles with their eyes. You should be able to see yourself smiling from, I think, 100 to 200 yards away because you get little wrinkles around your eyes. So don't Botox there because then people can't tell if you're smiling from further away. So fire. Let's see. We have a few comments coming in. Let's check the comments. Tekla says, hot, she's fire. See, Tekla knows these words. A redhead, come on. Yeah, fire. I would say fire might mean more like if your redheads are fire, then they might be a little fiery. They might have
temperament, maybe.
Fire means hot, trendy, amazing, on point, which I would say that term is newer too. That's on point. Formerly straight fire. Apparently,
never heard of it.
I'm still like, that was really cool. And my daughter's like, no, that was not really very cool. What did your daughter say to yes, boys? This is why she knows.
There you go. I went in to wake up my daughter this morning. She's 8, for those of you who don't know. And I was dressed like this. We do our school colors for Fridays, and I don't typically wear my hair up, but now that it's longer, I can't wear it down with a hood. And she looks at me and says, are you doing something with your hair? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to work. She's like that? Yep. It's
she was
Friday.
Just trying to look out for you. Yeah, she was just trying to make sure you were okay because you are always so pulled together and look. But moms can wear their hair up. It is okay for moms to do that. But
I don't think she's ever seen me wear my hair up to work. I just don't. So yeah, it was interesting.
Tekla says, you're making Tekla laugh. Renee says, if I don't have lashes on, you won't see my eyes at all, barely from 5 feet. Definitely not far away. So yes, lashes can make it so people can see you smile even better, especially with masks. The more people can see your eyes, at least, the better that is for expressions.
Yeah, and for Renee, they fix that hooded eye problem, right? So
yes,
yeah, lashes make a huge difference if you have a hooded eye.
Yes, because they're If you add the
Woo!
big ones on, so you can just put the little ones on. Now what are the chances I can do this backwards?
You pulled it off. Ooh, there you
There,
go.
there it went. It just hopped right
Just
back
that
on
easy. Yep.
there. Next word, let's see. Oh, no one will get this one.
That one I
Anybody?
got. Yeah. The
Rona.
kids talk about the Rona.
Yeah.
Did you
My
get
daughter
the
always,
Rona?
the Rona. Do you have the Rona? I think there was a meme going around the Rona, and when Tracy said Rona, I was like, somebody's going to like the hardware store or something.
Okay, you are. What generation are you from?
X. Yeah, no, I don't know. We tend to do lots of renovations or go to, not lots right now, but hardware stores. So Rona made me think that. Renee says huge difference. Yes, big difference when you have them on.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Rona is the coronavirus. My daughter always says Corona. I have the Corona, or that's Corona. Or remember, I think we're in the beginning. If anybody coughed or anything, they're like, "Oh no, I don't have Rona."
Got the Rona.
The Rona. The next one I think is also similar to that. The vid. Do you have the vid?
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't.
COVID.
Hopefully you don't have the vid. And the next one up that we have here is salty.
Yeah, that one I didn't. I mean, I've heard it used, but not in my realm of vocabulary.
This one says salty means bitter, angry, or agitated. What was the other one? You can say someone is salty when they get upset or angry over something minor. So that person is so salty since his parents took away his car. Yes. Oh, speaking of cars, what was your first car?
Mine was a bit.
That was quite the laugh. Car.
I was lucky enough that my dad bought me a vehicle. We lived outside of about 20 minutes away from Saskatoon, and so we did travel a lot. And back in my day, I was allowed to take other students with me as we traveled from community to play sports. So we would pile into the cars of the students who had their licenses, which seems unreal now being a teacher, but yeah, we all piled in, and then we drive to the neighboring community, meet our coaches there, and off we'd go to basketball, volleyball, whatever. And yeah, my dad bought me a banana yellow 4-door Volare.
Volare. I don't even think I know what a Volare looks like.
It was large. It was ugly, and it was old, but it did the trick. So
yeah.
What about you?
Well, it's funny that Tracy and I have these strange coincidences. So do you want to take a guess what color my first car was?
Was it yellow?
Yellow.
I don't think I knew that.
No, I didn't know that either. We tend to wear the same lashes. We tend to wear the same colors. It's too funny. Yes, sometimes. So mine was a 1980 Camaro. So it was a little sportier, and it had black racing stripes on the hood. And so that was my car. Yes, it was fancy. I thought at the time it was pretty cool. I got it when I was 15. So when I turned 16, I remember that day I got my license. We had to go to a different town because would have had to wait 2 more weeks in the town I was from. So my dad drove me to another town. I went for my test and I got my license. And then I remember coming back, and at lunch, I had lunch at home. We were on the farm, so I rarely ate lunch at home. And then I got to drive away from the yard by myself. Not like I hadn't been driving on the farm, in tractors and all around
for
the yard. Years and years. I think I remember my very first experience driving. We had pipeline. Remember, we used to pump out the sloughs and you'd have to lay all the pipe by hand. And so my dad I was quite little. I could barely see over the steering wheel, and he put the truck in gear and started it. And he said, just drive it, because he knew I could follow the trail. I'd have to slouch down to get the pedals, but I didn't have to touch the gas. It would just go, and he was going to drive down with the tractor, set up what he needed. So first thing he does, puts it in gear and it starts, and he walks in front of the truck. So I hit the brake and it stalls it, right? He's like, what are you doing? I was like, you walked in front of a moving vehicle. Like, it's okay. It's going like 2 miles an hour. So anyway, so then the neighbor goes by, and the truck is following this trail down the field, and it's like, I'm following it quite closely, and he can't see me. He's like, How is the truck doing that? And the other adventures of growing up on a farm, yes, it was quite a bit sportier, Tekla. It was, I thought it was pretty cool. I drove that car into my first year of teaching. I sold it to my hairdresser and to her sons, and they are completely redoing it. And it is going to look amazing. I think it's going to be like a Z28 now. It's going to have a much larger engine, and I get to take it for a drive when it's ready. That was part of the deal, is that I got one last drive in the Camaro before, and that he promised to take look after it and take good care of it. And they are completely redoing it. So I can't wait to see that. That's pretty exciting. And the other driving experience I had was on the farm. You needed to learn how to drive a standard. So I got to learn how to drive a standard pulling a flat deck of round bales. And I was not very tall, and I kept stalling it because I needed to work on my clutch balancing skills. And my dad just got out and restarted it because I'd flood it because I was very new to driving. And yes, but I learned how to drive a standard pulling a flat of round bales. So
yeah, we used to pick, oh, the dogs are gonna bark. We used to pick square bales. So yeah, that's how I learned to drive. We had a big red super cab, so it was giant. And yeah, that's how I learned to drive too, was this. It was a standard, and Dad said get in. So I did. And then
maybe that's a generational thing.
Yeah,
you're gonna help me move the bales today. So another little known fact: Tracy and I both learned how to drive standards pulling bales, except we're round bales and hers were square bales. But yellow cars, that's too funny. So
Renee too had a yellow car.
When my husband and I drove home from Alberta in 1999, that doesn't seem like that long ago, but I don't even want to tell you how long ago 1999 actually is. We towed a car home for him to fix up a 1970 Chevelle. It was yellow, like ugly yellow. What looks we got coming to town towing that? It must have been because it was stuffed with luggage and a couch strapped to the roof. Renee, that sounds like a picture that we need to see. And Renee did say they use salty quite a lot there. And her mom said,
yeah, but that's your meat. Your meat is salty.
And her mom said Kovic, and Kovic, so different versions of the vid. And Renee or Tekla says, "I'm sure your neighbors wondered what was pulling in that day." That would be a long drive, Alberta to
Newfoundland. Yeah,
that is crazy long drive. See, so many things I learned about Tracy when we talk about our first cars being yellow. There's just so many coincidences. It's too funny.
Yep.
Thirsty. If someone is thirsty. Tracy was really thirsty.
I don't know what it really means. I forget what it meant.
Thirsty. Someone is trying to get attention. I'm being very thirsty. I'm not even. I'm so old I can't even use it in a sentence properly. I don't know. We really hope that we've made you laugh tonight. We have one more before we wrap things up here. And I have heard this one. I even heard it on the live event last night, or maybe it was the night before. Somebody was spilling the tea. And I was like, hey, my daughter told me that term. So spilling the tea. Do you know what that is, Tracy?
I didn't until that live. I was like, what is she talking about? But it's like spilling the beans is what I would have said. You are telling maybe some of the secrets.
Yes. So I've been having trouble talking recently. I think it was Sunday. I kept saying October. Apparently I've gone back in time to October. Okay. And then I wrote February on something. So that was not too far off. But then today I went to make notes at work and I started with November, and I'm like, apparently October and November are repeating for me. But Renee says it was a very long drive. Paper maps. Who remembers paper maps? When I remember we'd take drives to the States and we'd have big maps and we'd highlight where we'd go. And yes, paper maps before the GPS talked to you, before our phones talked to us. Remember how we used to travel and not have a phone?
Yep.
It was a big deal to have a phone. I think when I was in high school in my Camaro, if I was driving too far away and the weather wasn't great, I got to take the phone in a bag. Remember those? So I put it in the trunk.
My dad had one.
You want to leave it in your car, open in the car. But yeah, you plug it in and you got good reception, but it was super expensive. So you really could only use the phone if it was an emergency. was no phoning to say it was, you know, if you didn't have an important message. So that was interesting. Spilling the tea. So that is our last term for the night. I think what we were going to wrap up with is we like doing the what does that mean theme, and we know we've had Renee and Dana on with us, and we have a few other people that we've met all over North America that we'd like to invite to join us, and we'd like to collect some words that are unique to Saskatchewan. So if you're watching this from Saskatchewan, let us know in the comments what some words are, or send them to us in a message so that nobody else gets to take a look at those words. Or if you're watching from anywhere else, send us in some words that are unique to your area, and if you'd like to join us on a live and have a topic to share, let us know. We'd be more than happy to have a guest. So we will watch for the comments and the messages to let us know some future terms. Thank you so much for watching tonight. Have a great evening, everybody.
Take care.
Bye.